Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. It is January 1st, and I am here today with a very special guest. We're going to talk about January 6th. Do you remember January 6th? Let's see what Wikipedia has to say about it. On January 6, 2021, the United States Capitol building in Washington, D.C. was attacked by a mob of supporters of then President Donald Trump in an attempted self-coup d'etat 2 months after his defeat in the 2020 presidential election. They sought to keep him in power by preventing a joint session of Congress from counting the Electoral College votes to formalize the victory of President-elect Joe Biden. The attack was ultimately unsuccessful in preventing the certification of the election results. According to the bipartisan House Select Committee that investigated the incident, the attack was a culmination of a 7-part plan by Trump to overturn the election. Within 36 hours, 5 people died. One was shot by Capitol Police, another died of a drug overdose, and 3 died of natural causes, including a police officer who died of natural causes a day after being assaulted by rioters. Many people were injured, including 174 police officers. 4 officers who responded to the attack died by suicide within 7 months. Damage caused by the attackers exceeded $2.7 million. That is very dramatic and full of tremendous exaggerations, as was all of the news reports, calling the January 6th incident an insurrection. God help these people if they ever saw a real insurrection. They would cry themselves to sleep for the rest of their lives, actually. Let me just show you. Remember these news clips, what the news was like?
Insurrection and chaos at the U.S. Capitol. An attempted overthrow of democracy like we've never seen in American history.
This is treason. This is treason. This is insurrection. This is rebellion. Period.
Is chaos. The trauma and the weight of January 6th.
It's a horrifying day for America. Bloodshed, mob, violence, fear.
January 6th.
January 6th.
January 6th.
January 6th.
Let's talk about the insurrection.
January 6th, insurrection.
January 6th. Insurrection.
Wow. Nobody says that what happened on J6 was cool. Nobody's happy about it. But to call it an insurrection is quite the exaggeration. And I don't think we've gone a day since then, almost 4 years later, without hearing the word insurrection on the news and having them talk about J6. But my guest here today is a woman named Tony Scott from the Spark Life Collective out in North Carolina. And she is starting a movement to redeem the day. She wants to take January 6th back. Here comes Tony. Hello, Tony. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Elena. I'm excited to be here.
Me too. We've been waiting a few weeks to have this conversation, and let's just get right into it. What is Redeem the Day?
Redeem the Day is all about reminding America, right, left, or indifferent, that we are a God country and that this day is not allowed to be taken by any narrative, by any news media, by anyone to tell us what this day is for and how to remember it. I think we all can agree we got sick of hearing it compared to 9/11, which was a true tragedy, a monumental tragedy that I know in my generation, the biggest of ours for sure. So to put this on that same level it's a travesty. And at the end of the day, just like in the clip, all they did was just put really big, scary words against a day in which people walked into a building that we own. And, the people that don't belong there are the ones that are in there corrupting America, not the ones that are walking in basically like a tour group. And, granted, not the day that we were most proud of in history, but certainly not an insurrection and certainly not what it's amounted to in the media. We're just, we really want to make a statement that this is God's country. And no matter where you stand, that won't change. So give it back to him. We're God's children. And that's what this day is all about. I think the more we praise God in this day, the less the devil can have a narrative over it.
Amen. Wow. I absolutely completely agree. We are founded on godly principles, and it is time to change the narrative about J6 and make this about American principles and the Constitution again. How did this come to be? How did you get inspired to start a movement for redeeming January 6th?
Yeah, great question. I've always heard this voice in my head, and even before I became a baptized, born again believer, um, it, I've always just equated it to, the crazy voice in your head. Maybe it's just like a different version of you speaking to yourself. But until I started realizing that it was God speaking to me, and started
Mhm.
really listening and obeying, it became very clear that He was the one always telling me exactly what to do. And in this case, it was just one Sunday at church, and I heard, do something big, do something so big they can't ignore it. And I just heard January 6th, and then from there I was like, you know what, just give it back to God. And if you sing loud enough, kind of like an elf, the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. But it's true. And when you go to church and you put your hands up in the air and you sing, and everybody's singing around you, and you don't care how you look, or who's looking at you, or if you're singing the right words, like, it's just this, it's a feeling that everybody can understand, and it really does glorify God in the most beautiful way, that I just felt like that was the way that we needed to take this day back, is to sing super loud.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's so true that when you're finally in tune to God, you can see that everything that is good coming into your life is from Him. And those thoughts, those feelings of, I need to do something to glorify Him and I need to do something good, it's coming from Him. And it is truly supernatural and wonderful.
Absolutely.
And I
Yeah.
love that you're honoring it, because a lot of times I could say in my own past, and I know a lot of people feel this way, we heard those things and ignored them. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and that it never it never leads to something good when you ignore what He wants you to do. So tell me about what's happening at the Spark Life Collective on January 6th.
So, Sparklight Collective has been kind of put into place, I feel like, just for this moment already, and what God's doing, moving in our nonprofit. And so January 6th is going to be a place where there will be tons of worship music playing, people singing, Christians praying, and and many people coming together to worship God, very similar to we do the way we do on Sunday morning. I mean, the idea is to redeem the day, but it's also to erase what they decide it is. So it's more than just singing. It's making sure that they understand it's just any other day, and every day is God's day, and that's what we're going to do and how we're going to celebrate it.
Well, I pray that we can get this, we only have a week, but we can get the word out and get more people around the country, following along to redeem the day and praying and singing along with you. Tell me about the Spark Life Collective in general, though, because this seems like a big undertaking. But what do you guys do outside of this?
Yeah, so Spark Life Collective was another God dream. He very much whispered in our ear that it was kind of a build it and they will come. We have become a huge part of the, like, farmers market, crafter community. We are very much supporters of local business, and this community has really given us so much. We've built our first home here and plan to build our second home here, and it's one of those communities that if you give back to it, continues to give to you. And so we were going around every weekend to different farms, collecting our local beef, local pork, local chicken, and different crafts, different beauty products and stuff like that, that's all made locally. And we realized, if we're doing it and it's costing us a boatload in gas these days and time, and then other people probably want the same things, this move toward more natural ingredients, knowing what's in your food, knowing what you're putting on and in your body, is really important to us, and it's really important to a lot of people around us. So, um, you know, we just opened up a store and said, here's a marketplace where you can, we take, like Noah's Ark, two of any animal. You can come and get local beef. We have the only organic beef farmer in North Carolina, as well as their dairy products. We have not for consumption. Um, raw milk, which not for human consumption, raw milk, but many people are making different things out of those products, and anything from baked goods, cookies to pot holders and mugs that people spend time and have small businesses making, and we just wanted to find a place that could support the community in that way. And on the nonprofit end, welcome new entrepreneurs or current entrepreneurs that just need a little bit more guidance, some business development support, some life support in a very Christian led life support or life coaching, and just making sure that they understand what it takes to be a leader in their life, in their business, and how to have the best outcome financially speaking.
That's so you're really just bringing together people from your entire community. And where in North Carolina are you?
We're just north of Lake Norman in a town called Statesville. It's a little bit of a larger, larger city in the country, but it's a, very widespread city. The downtown area, however, is maybe 3 blocks wide. So we have a little brick and mortar in the middle, literally brick and mortar in the middle of Downtown Historic District, and so we've brought all farmers from up to 30 miles away into the store so that people can shop without having to go and seek them out. And we give them almost all the profit. They set their own prices. They keep 75% of their sales, and our crafters keep 90% of their sales because margins are tough. We have an authors program that they keep 90% of their sales. So we're really not pulling in a whole lot of money. A lot of this is coming out of our pocket right now, but we know, with God's good grace that it eventually will be sustainable, and we hope to replicate the concept in many other communities to support those communities as well.
It's so beautiful. I understand that concept of, putting your own money into something that is going to do good. Like I made my film and I, don't charge for it, and it was out of my pocket. And I do that because I want to save America's children from being sexualized in schools. And the only first step in doing that is waking people up. And so I get that, that trusting that when God's put you on a path and told you, like, this is where you need to be putting your efforts and your time, that he's going to make a way for it to sustain you and your family. And because you're married, you and your husband do this together, right?
Yeah, we do. And we still keep our full-time jobs as well. So we
No
are very,
kidding.
and we
Oh,
homeschool, and we have dogs and a horse, and we have a whole life. My dad is here visiting, and he's like, "Do you rest?" And I'm like, "What for?" I got work to do. But if it's work that you love, then it doesn't feel like work. It feels like service. And service feels good. It fills your cup in a way that nothing ever has before, for me at least.
I completely agree and couldn't agree more. Tell me about the name. How did you come? What does Spark Life Collective mean?
So Spark Life, it was originally Spark, and it was supposed to be our life coaching business. And we started life coaching right before the pandemic hit, and then the pandemic hit, and then everybody started life coaching. And so
Yeah.
we lost a little bit of faith in that something that would take off, and leadership coaching became something that I was really passionate about. I learned a lot of leadership as a student of equine leadership coaching, which is called Equus, and I really just enjoyed it. I took to it right away, and a horse can teach you a whole lot more than people really can, because they're not speaking and very unwavering. So I learned a lot from that, and I just became very curious about what makes a good leader. And I said, well, if you can be a leader in Christ and in your faith, then Jesus changed the whole world with leading 12 people. So imagine what we could do with the amount of influence that you can make, even just in our community, and then just replicate that over time. So Spark Life just kind of evolved, and then Collective we couldn't get the rights to spark.com. It kept coming back as Spark Life, and I was like, that seems like a sign, so I guess it's Spark Life now. And so it became Spark Life, and I had doodled this little flame years ago on a piece of paper, and it kind of looks like our family initials, SW, and it has 3 little things for our 3 children. And I was like, there's something here, and this is something. And we added on collective because we wanted like a kind of a spin on co-op, which you can't use co-op without it being a co-op. So we added collective, just to kind of make people understand this is a coming together of people, and
Yeah.
and eventually the collective will be a franchise model that will be sold back to a community as a co-op style, so they can basically buy in and then they split the dividends of whatever it makes, and it's just given back to the community, wherever we kind of stamp it along the map. We're hoping to just kind of expand naturally and see how it goes.
I was just going to ask that. Is there a Spark Life Collective, in the future, hopefully in another state or another
Yeah.
city? Yeah.
So the we just got our national nonprofit status, which huge obstacle. The waiting list is over a year long, and ours somehow miraculously got fast tracked, and we got our status in just a few months, and so now it's just understanding what the laws are in other states. So we'll probably keep it local to North Carolina for a little while, and then we'll venture around in different areas. Just based on, we have so much interest already. We have people already saying, put one in Hickory, put one over here, put one over there, and I'll take it. I'll do it. Just tell me what you need me to do. And I think people have the bug to set something like this up.
All right. Well, I wish you all the best, and in the Spark Life Collective, and this week especially in this Redeem the Day, effort, because I'm with you. I'm with you. I want to take this day back. I don't want to hear the word insurrection again until there is a real insurrection, which I hope we never have to live through.
Absolutely. And I have a feeling it will not be from our side if there is. So that's just not our kind of people. We respect we're patriots. We respect our country and the Constitution. So I don't think we'll hear from it anytime soon, I hope, but I agree. I can't wait for it to be wiped from the narrative pretty soon.
Where can people find out more about Redeem the Day?
Redeem the Day, you can find out from our Facebook page, Spark Life Collective, or you can also go to our website, sparklifecollective.org/redeem-the-day. Watch the video. It doesn't take anything to participate. Just stream it on any of your social medias, your friends, your family, anybody that you're around, your entire church community, if you'd like to get involved. From at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., we're going to be streaming live, singing loud, all to hear, and redeeming the day for the Lord.
That's awesome. Guys, if you're watching this on Rumble or YouTube, I will have that link for you in the description, along with some information about Tony. And I hope you'll all join her live stream on J6, while we're all home and thinking about, so we can turn off the news and all their blah, blah, blah about it, because it's nothing but negativity. We got to change the vibe. Tony, thank you so much for coming. It was so great to meet you. And I hope we get to talk again soon. Let's see what we can do with this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Elena, and God bless you.
You too. Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Thanks so much for coming today. Check out Redeem the Day. Let's see what we can do here. Get this movement going. We've only got 6 days, but I think enough people believe that what Tony is talking about here, that this country was founded on godly principles and belongs to God, and we cannot let the mainstream media take it over anymore. Have a great day. God bless America. God bless you. Bye, guys.